Welcome to our QiCM Introduction to the Antique Points. Today, we're going to use some fun cartoons to help you remember what each antique point does. Note that antique points are also known as the 5 shu points or transporting points, but in this video, we're just going to call them the antique points. So first, what are we talking about when we say antique points? The antique points are a group of 5 important acupuncture points found on each of the 12 primary meridians. These points feel antique because they were first delineated approximately 2,000 years ago by the Yellow Emperor in a text called the Ling Shu or Spiritual Pivot. And these points are like precious antiques because they are powerful and important acupuncture points. The 5 types of antique points are as follows. 1. Jing-well, 2. Ying-spring, 3. Shu-stream, 4. Jing-river, and 5. He. All of the antique points are located at or distal to the elbow or knee joints, and they are always in the same order. These points are compared to the natural flow of a waterway, first emerging at the jing-wells at the fingertips or toes, and gradually growing in breadth and in depth until reaching the deep he at the elbows or knee joints. Because of this standard flow, you can generally find the jing-wells at the toes and fingertips, ying-springs near the webs, shu-streams near the wrists or ankles, jing-rivers around the lower arm or lower leg, and he's at the elbows and knees. Those are the things that are consistent. However, there are also a few variations to remember. Each antique point correlates with an element: wood, fire, earth, metal, or water, following the generating cycle of the 5-element progression. And the yin channel jing-wells are wood element, whereas the yang channel jing-wells are metal. One more thing that varies is the numbering of the antique points. They're not always right next to each other on the channel. Why is that? Well, sometimes there are non-antique points found in between the antique points. And of course, the numbering is also affected by the directionality of the channel. Let's take a look at 2 examples that help illustrate this point. On the lung channel or hand tai yin channel, the jing-well is lung 11, the ying-spring is lung 10, the shu-stream is lung 9, the jing-river is lung 8, and the he is lung 5. However, on the large intestine channel or hand yang ming channel, the jing-well is Li1, the ying-spring is Li2, the shu-stream is Li3, the jing-river is Li5, and the he is Li11. I know that sounds like a lot, but the main takeaway here is that the numbering of antique points is dependent on the meridian. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started on our antique point memory tools. First, we have jing-wells, located on the fingertips and toes, as you know, with the exception of kidney 1, which is located on the sole of the foot. Meet our cute jing-well. Its protective roof reminds us that the cute jing-well is good for protection against EPFs, specifically acute EPFs, because our jing-well is cute. The term EPFs is Chinese medicine slang for when an external environmental factor, such as wind cold or wind heat, is causing problems in the body. The shield helps us remember that the jing-wells are doubly protective. Why? Because of the jing-well ability to stimulate the wei qi, aka protective qi. Protective qi protects us from these EPFs that invade our body and cause problems such as the common cold. Taking a closer look at the shield, we see opposing colors. This is to remember that the jing-wells clear heat from the opposite end of the channel. For instance, lung 11, the jing-well of the lung channel, clears heat from the throat, which is the opposite end of the lung channel. The cartoon well is full of water, and our well's bucket is a heart. This helps us remember that the jing-well treats fullness below the heart. The pump of the well shows that a pumping technique can be used when needling the jing-wells. And thinking of someone needling my fingertips always reminds me that the jing-wells are pricked to bleed to revive consciousness. Now, as we go up the mountain, we come upon the second point, the ying-spring. Just as we move from shallower waterways towards deeper waterways, so do we move from more superficial aspects of the body towards deeper parts of the body. Our ying-spring is illustrated simply by a fire hydrant bouncing on a spring for ying-spring. This image is simple because the main thing to remember about ying-spring points is that they clear heat from all along the respective channel and their associated organs, including treatment of febrile conditions. Third, we have the shu-stream, represented by Mr. Shu-string. This old water droplet is lifting heavy weights to help with his joint problems, because the shu-stream points are for heaviness of the body and pain in the joints. Mr. Shu-string is going internal through a doorway because shu-stream points are where the wei and yin communicate, and therefore where an EPF can go internal. Remember, EPFs are when an invasion from an outside of a person comes in and causes problems. On yin channels, the shu-stream points are also the yuan source points and correspond to the earth element. Therefore, they are good for tonifying and harmonizing. Fourth is the jing-rivers. Meet Sick Skeleton Jr. He's Junior, JR, because he's a jing-river. His bony appearance is to help remember that the jing-river points are used to treat sinews and bones. Skeleton Jr. is really sick. He's got fever and chills, hence a blanket to keep him from shivering. His cup of tea helps us remember that jing-river points treat cough, throat, and voice problems. Last but definitely not least, at the elbows and knee joints, we find our majestic He. Though he does not look like he's in his full majesty right now. Right now, he looks seasick. Our majestic He is nauseous because He points treat diseases of the stomach, counterflow qi, and diarrhea. He's snacking on a hamburger late at night. This helps remember that He points treat disorders of irregular eating and drinking. This C is sick. He is a sick fluid. Use this to help remember that He's are used to treat fluid pathology like edema. Finally, when I think of the yang aspect of a day at sea, I think of sunburn. You can use this to help remember that yang He points treat diseases of the skin. Here's another little memory tool for remembering what the He points do. S is for skin, E is for edema, and A is for abdominal stress. The antique points help us to remember point functions and understand the flow of qi along the 12 primary meridians. We hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe and let us know what other content you want to see.